respected guests, invitees, and all gathered here, a very good morning to one and all. I, Dr. Subbalakshmi, Assistant Professor, School of Law, Pondicherry University, take the privilege to welcome you all on behalf of the Sexual Harassment Prevention Committee, Pondicherry University, to this significant event, Observance of Discrimination Against Women Pakhwada. May the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. Let us now have our traditional lighting the lamp as a tribute to the spirit of knowledge. And I humbly invite our respected guests to kindly light the Kuttu Vilakku. Is one of the most widespread, persistent, and devastating human rights violation in our world today. And that remains largely unreported due to the silence, stigma, and the shame surrounding it. Women's rights activists have observed November 25 as a day against gender-based violence since 1981. However, in 2000, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution and officially designated November 25 as the International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women. The theme for this year, Unite, Activism to End Violence Against Women and Girls, a 16-day campaign from November 25 to December 10. It is an initiative of 16 days activism which starts on November 25 and with concluding on the International Human Rights Day being on December 10th. The theme reminds us to stand with the activists around the world who are calling for the change and supporting the survivors of violence. We are indeed gathered here to actualize the theme. With this brief, I request Professor Malabika Dio, Chairperson, Sexual Harassment Prevention Committee and Dean, School of Management, to formally welcome the gathering.
A very good morning to all present here. Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh, the guest of today, Madam Dr. Vidya Ramkumar, my colleagues in the Sexual Harassment Committee, all the dignitaries of the dais, officials, staff, non-teaching, teaching, students, scholars, media, all have gathered today in spite of the inclement weather, in spite of the delay, I'm sorry for the delay. However, in spite of delay, I'm happy that since 10 o'clock almost, the auditorium is houseful. That shows the importance of the topic, that shows the importance of the day. And of course, the program was at 10:30, but because the program is in a small auditorium, might be people came early to book their place. So I'm happy that all of you have shown interest, as well as you are subscribing to the UN call of Unite with this cause. I'm happy and I wholeheartedly welcome you all. The significance of this need not be overemphasized. Though we are born equal, the woman is being discriminated. Why? When just might be the women and men are different as far as their reproductive role is concerned. Otherwise, they are same. And just because of this, should there be a difference? Should there be a discrimination? Is it that the discrimination, mostly the discrimination happens because of the difference in the power, difference in strength, difference in the wealth. But we see that even wealth-wise, if they are not different, sex-wise they are different. Power-wise they are not different, sex-wise they are different. Position-wise they are not different, sex-wise they are different. Gender-wise they are different. And there is a unknown or unwritten, say, law sort of thing, where unknowingly or knowingly the woman gets discriminated. Why? Though, see, and in the Constitution, we are given equal rights. The men and women are the two wheels of the society, equal wheels. It is not one small and one big. Both are equal. If one becomes small, okay, if we accept the discrimination, are we making the one wheel small so that now the society will not run? The wheels have to be equal. But how come this discrimination happens? Years together, ages together, it is happening. It is not happening, we may think that it is happening around us only. No, it is happening all over the world. Rather, India is little late in making or the women's cause heard by people. And from the say Visakha say case, and after promulgating the law, still the cases are very less. Still the harassment takes place. Still we need to make people aware of the cause, aware of the reason, aware of why. Even though the rights are given, but still the rights are not being exercised by the women. Women feels, because might be the society has not raised to that extent to not to discriminate. Might be many a times a woman is told, you are not supposed to do this. You are not supposed to go alone. You are not supposed to go for this job. You are not supposed to study. You are not supposed to study in the house. Many a times parents do not allow the girls to stay in the hostel. Many a times the parents do not allow the children to go for higher studies. They are afraid that might be their ward, their child, they may be discriminated, may be harassed, or something untoward can happen and they will not be able to address to it. So it is better prevent or avoid. Many times it was understood that if things are avoided, many times if somebody makes any comment or does some unaccepted advances, we feel that you avoid, you go away, don't. So, but is it that avoidance is going to prevent? No, avoidance is not going to prevent this. Sometimes they say that because of certain reasons, these things are happening, sexual harassment is happening. No. Because of some dress or because of some, the girls are coming forward, taking up different jobs. That's what it is happening. It is not. Is it not happening with the people who are in the grassroots? Is it not happening that those who are very, very unprivileged? It is happening everywhere. Many a times it is told that no, you should not do this. Even if you don't do, we cannot guarantee that this harassment will not happen. The main point lies in bringing up the conscience of the people, bringing up the involvement of the people so that they will understand that it is not fair to to discriminate or to harass a person because of the gender. They are capable of all the things what the other gender is able to do. Many a times, as we have seen in our country, even the girls were not allowed to work in certain jobs. Of late, they are being allowed in defense. Earlier, many girls would have desired to be in defense. desire to be a part of rather, I was one of them who wanted to go to defense because my family was in defense. But those days it was not there. No, you cannot. Even though we wanted to study engineering, no, engineering is a boys' domain, you cannot go. Study-wise, we are same up to +2. And the boys get a chance to become engineer and girls do not get a chance to become engineer because they are not allowed. Is it not a discrimination? They were not allowed even though they can study, they can do, they are not allowed. But of late, we have come a long way, but still the headlines of the newspapers and the news says us there is lot to be done. Many a times many harassments are going unreported. Many discriminations, people are afraid, hesitation to come out because might be they are not ready to face the consequences of it. Possibly, initially, till you prove, the blame goes to the girl. Even in a rape case also, the society blames the girl. Society, that's the reason. People are afraid of reporting, people are afraid of coming out. And till we are afraid, or till the, say, weaker section or the gender is afraid of reporting, afraid of raising the voice, this discrimination is going to continue. This discrimination, harassments are going to continue. Hence, today we have joined, and there is always the women activist, and even the country wants that equal rights to be given to all, and women also should come up equally to contribute towards the development of the country. That's the reason we are today, and there is a need for sensitizing people with regard to the this menace of the society, and there is a need that how, and many times it happens. Recently there was a case in a university that went against the reporter or the why? Because might be how to report, how to carry out the proceedings also is to be known by people, so that at least the culprit is going to be punished. And once the punishment is rigorous, once it is being noticed, and once society takes note of it, might be the intensity or the intensity of the harassment will reduce. Hence, today we have joined here. Of course, we had planned on Friday, but because of the cyclonic effect, we had to last minute, we had to postpone, and all the inconvenience was because of this, and even our VC sir could accommodate because he was also already had committed for 2 other programs, but still, this is a very important program. He had given time, and we had squeezed his program, and we had entered within 2 programs, and we could do it. I'm very much thankful to our Vice Chancellor that he graced our occasion, and I'm also I welcome Madam Vidya Ramkumar, who was able to help us in the crisis. And as you would have seen that the invitation is, the keynote address is Madam Deepika IPS, but last minute, but just we were waiting there, and even the SP also had come to receive her, but last minute she rings up that I'm held up and some urgent meeting I could not. But I thank Madam Ramkumar that she has helped us to be with us in this inauguration, and I thank you, all of you. I welcome as well as thank you. In spite of all our drawbacks this side, you all are there, you are a part of it. Thank you very much, and my wholehearted welcome for the program today. Thank you very much.
That was indeed a very warm welcome, madam, and you have rightfully mentioned the scope and the intention why we are meeting here today. As a token of our respect, we would like to honor the guests for today's event And may I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurmeet Singh, to honor the Chief Guest, Dr. Vidya Ramkumar, Chairperson, Dowry Prohibition Advisory Board, Government of Puducherry.
Good morning, friends. I apologize for this slight bit of a delay. It's not slight bit of, when I looked at it, the welcome of this Vidya Ramkumar should have been at 10:40 and it was happening exactly at 11:40. So it's not slight delay, it's fair bit of a delay. And when I say fair bit of a delay, it is not 1 hour, it is the number of people who are sitting here multiplied by that much is the loss. But then this is a quality time which you people get, I'll explain about that. So this delay is not on my count because we try to schedule too many things into 1 hour, knowing fully well that it will not be possible. I said, let's do it. Let's see how much will it inflate, and we managed somehow. Mrs. Vidya Ramkumar and our dean, Dr. Malvika Dev, and that young student who is sitting there. Pardon my ignorance, I don't even... Lakshmi. Good name, Lakshmi. We all pay respect every day. And without that Lakshmi, I think you all know what your life is going to be. So good to have you here. And all our colleagues who are sitting here, teaching colleagues, non-teaching, and everybody, and my young budding students, some in black coats, I can see the role they are eventually going to be playing in society. Let me tell you why this delay. The first program was on statistics, the role statisticians play, and the institute industry interaction. Now, I accepted that, knowing fully well that this is going to be a bit of a problem to adjust, because when I joined this university, long time back I can call, I joined and left back for Delhi University to set up, to adjust few things. I went on a 10 days adjustment leave where Dr. Tanuja came and there was a program of the French institutes which we had to skip. And then when I returned, immediately when I landed and first program that I rushed to was statistics department in the same auditorium. So for that reason, I thought I'll go, and that was also an institute-industry interaction, wherein I gave them some directions and the important role that statisticians can play. And to my very pleasant surprise, they followed that, and with that they started interacting, started going to various industrial houses, and that has led to a lot of placements. And I was very pleasantly surprised and felt very happy when they said, this year, last month, a placement to the tune of 8 lakhs per annum to a number of students have been given, which was a very heartening feature. I also said, I know I'm taking a little more time, but then I'm just trying to bring it to your knowledge or for your information, that a country which does not keep the statistical data properly would never be able to progress in the time which is available to that country. Any country which has not kept that, you will find will run into rough weather. Examples I was giving was Japan, Korea, Germany, out of the European nations. Look at the way they looked at their past data and the way they surged ahead as compared to what others have done. I didn't name America because Americans have never kept their data very properly, let me tell you. Data on red Indians in their country is absolutely misguided one. So they have problems because of that. And the way there is a discrimination in that country, you don't find such a discrimination in the countries which I have named. So that was the important part which I was highlighting to them, thinking that this is going to play a very important role in their own growth of the subject and growth of the students. So from there, when I come here, I was a little saddened, let me tell you. Saddened because 70 years into the freedom, and we are still having seminars of this kind. Isn't it saddening? And I was telling Professor Malvika Dev that you have made my task very easy because you have said everything. There's nothing left for me. Why we are here, what is it? She appreciated that you are here, waiting patiently because you know the importance of this subject. But you know the importance, that's about it. What about outside? What about elsewhere? So I was pondering what else to say because everything has been said. Is it that? No, it is not. So I was thinking, what is it that I'm going to convey to them? Let me tell you, there is a lot that has to be conveyed, and these laws, these seminars, these discussions, or these moving in the society with collar up has no meaning. It's all useless, wasteful exercises because we have been doing it year after year, year after year. When I started looking at the data of our country, I told these statistics people in the department that unfortunately our country never kept our data very properly the way Japanese and Germans and Koreans have kept it. Koreans, Japanese, Germans, the similarities, they started moving towards the right progressive direction in 1950 onwards. We started in 47, incidentally. I know there were more problems that we had, diversity, languages, states, diverse culture. They never had, they were very uniform societies. But there they started in 50, we started in 47. Till about 67, you can check on Google or elsewhere, we never kept our data very carefully. We were never bothered about it. Okay, census, do it. Agriculture area under wheat cultivation, fine, do it. We were sending some people who would do a very casual job, and sometimes we were so careless that we were even sending 8th class students for doing this. In this block, find out how many elders are there, how many people, how many graduates. People would do a very casual job. 67 onwards, in fact, the precise date is immediately after 65 war, we started this data keeping very properly, very carefully. And our Prime Minister at that time said, why don't we bring more land under cultivation? Where is the land, sir? There's no land. He says, no, there's a lot of land. And then he said, land around both sides of the railway track, if you count, how much will it be? It's a mind-boggling figure. And he said, start doing this cultivation. From that point onwards, we took off. And rest is a history which I will not dwell on for want of time. How we managed, they set a target for our food production in about 20 years. If we reach here, it will be a great, wonderful performance. But we reached there within 5 years, let me tell you. That was the importance of statisticians, which I highlighted to them. I said, this is what you people can do from now onward in certain areas. Now here when we come down to, again same story. Seminars, discussions, making big laws, having courtroom cases, news items in the front pages, movies on this. We see movies, shed few tears, and then come out very emotionally. No, I'm not going to do this. But when we come home, the story turns the other way. I've been here for half an hour. Why didn't I get a glass of water? What are you doing? What the hell? Where are you? That is the tone in which we speak. So these seminars, I was wondering what else to say when Professor Malvika has already conveyed the preface of the seminar. I thought of saying that, look, charity begins from home. Please remember that. How many of you sitting here, you analyze your families, how many of you have respected the male folk who have got married and whose wife have not brought any dowry? Look at it. Not even one you will find. They make a long face. Oh, 10 grams gold? What is it? Oh, her father is superintendent in Pondicherry University. Half a kilo should have been there. Don't we do this? Where are we? 70 years into the freedom. This committee, discrimination, this is where the discrimination starts from, unfortunately. When we go home, husband, wife both are working. When we go home, we expect that my wife will make a cup of tea for me. Why? Why can't you make a cup of tea? Thinking that you are a better stout personality God has given you. Why can't you go to the kitchen and get this? They will not do it. When friends will come, they'll gossip. And when I'll go and get a glass of water for them, they'll say, Why are you doing? Where is your wife? Your wife is your partner. She is not your servant. They'll say, no, no, don't go. Tell your wife to bring it. And that is what is happening. You look at the data. I am not telling out of air. All those youngsters who are sitting here, you look at what is happening in your families. Don't you see these kind of things? Have you ever seen your brother doing any cooking? Have you ever scolded your brother for not cleaning utensils which are lying for the last 2 days? If yes, there is a need. Who does it? I don't want to put that. This is what is unfortunate. If this starts changing from our houses, how many houses we have? 1 billion, 20 lakhs. If it starts from there, this discrimination will end automatically. When we start respecting our females in our house, you do Lakshmi, prayers, puja. Oh, Lakshmi, elephant also, emotional attachment was there with that. But when it comes to our domestic Lakshmi, what do we do? What do we do? You expect that when I remove my shoes, she will put it on the shoe rack. What the hell? Why can't you do it? Wake up. I feel like slapping such people. This is where we need to look at this. Once that starts from our house, your house, that house, this house, everywhere, the problem will not be there, let me tell you. Because if you respect a lady in your house, then that feeling shall get extended to outside also. With same respect, you will look at the ladies outside also. Problem is, when you treat your lady in your house like a servant, like somebody who's meant for cleaning, mopping, why? She is equally qualified, she is equally brainy, she does better work than you. Have you ever analyzed what work a male is doing and what work a female is doing in the house? She is a true multitasker. She gets up, does this, that, will organize everything for the kids, for you also, your lunch pack, that is given. And then you expect that she will be on time in the office and you will also be on time. She ensures that you are on time. After that, she will also be on time. How much work that lady does? Have you ever given any respect? No. I'm putting it bluntly. Be it a senior officer, minister, chief minister, whatever, they will always say, well, he does this, and whatever she does, it is always in the dark. Nobody appreciates. If that starts, this seminar will not be required. If that starts, we will overcome this problem of whatever we are discussing. I don't know whether I can take 2-3 more minutes. There is a very good program which I used to watch regularly, religiously in fact, that is Gravitas. Because I don't get that much time these days to go through the articles, newspapers, and I used to scan when I was not in this job. But now I was not getting time. So this program I watch invariably 9 to 9:30, or the other lot is 11 to 11:30. This will be a capsule of what is happening in the world and why is it happening. They would analyze currency rates going up, war, economic issues, everything in a very wonderful way. And the lady who used to give this program was Palki Sharma Upadhyay, if you have seen this program. What a remarkable program she would give it. It is not that she was preparing. There is a whole lot of research team which is there. But the way she would present, it was such an enthralling experience that one would not feel like missing. Have you ever thought of it? She vanished suddenly one day. And after that, she's never given that program. Now there are other ladies, 2-3 ladies are doing turn by turn. They are trying to gauge which lady does the best. The question is why, which lady does the best? That's one I'm posing to you. There are wonderful announcers also. So 1, 2, 3, they're assessing. And there is a data which I have accessed with the help of somebody. So this lady gets 38%, this lady gets that much. Probably she would continue, and this is what we are doing it. This is, if you want, I can send it to your group. I especially got it. Why Palki Sharma Upadhyay gave up that position. Why she suddenly said, I'm not going to be there. And she was getting a very fat salary of about 10 lakhs per month. And to chuck out such a lucrative job is not that easy. She interviewed a very powerful minister recently on WION. And after the program was over, that minister kept on staring at her with a very dirty kind of looks. She moved here and there, but the stares continued. Tea was offered, the administrator, the MD, chairman, everybody was there in that. They were discussing, but that minister kept on staring, the way we look at God, that I am totally with you. So that kind of a starry feeling was there. And despite her telling the chairman that this is not done, advise the fellow, suggest the fellow, whatever, nothing was done. And this has not come in the public, let me tell you. So she said, well, here is this thing, and I'm off. And next day she never came. 70 years into the freedom, where are we? Are we meant for this? If I am a minister, am I meant for that? Is that the kind of public service I am doing? Is that the kind of service I am doing for my area and for my folks who have voted me to power? No, certainly not. Then what are we doing? The chairman says, look, the person is powerful enough. We are helpless. We need to run our channel. You can make your way. The door is open. How sad it is. This is 70 years into the freedom. This is when we start looking at our own houses, the problem will end. This is my analysis. And you will question me. Maybe youngsters will tell me, you are giving these sermons. Are you following this? Yes. If there is a camera in my house, and if you have seen that, I am following this in my house. And I don't feel hesitant in telling this. When my wife is there and her friends will come, and if she is coming from somewhere and I've been sitting idle in the home for 2-3 hours, I would be too happy to, and I've been doing it, let me tell you. I'll make tea, I'll make bread pakwadas, whatever is required, I'll ask them, and I'll present in as good a style as my wife would do it. What is wrong in that? But the question is, are we doing it? We are not. I had pointed this kind of a thing earlier also, and I feel emotionally disturbed when I hear my friends here in the administration. Sir, my daughter is getting married 6 months from now. I'll be a little busy and I'll not be able to pay that much attention here. And my question would be, why? Where is the problem? Sir, in our community, minimum half a kg gold is given. Half a kg. I am only used to grams in my family, 5 grams, 10 grams, not more than that. Half a kg. I was literally shocked. And this was corroborated by not 1, 5 employees whose daughters got married recently. 3 males who got married. 5 examples I'm giving you. I'm not naming anyone. 3 males, 2 females. 3 males, the employee came to me, sir, the parents were so rich, they have this, that, Pondicherry, coconut growing, blah, blah, blah. Sir, only 200 grams of gold came to our family. He was cribbing. I said, what did you expect? Sir, at least 1 kg. They are so rich. I said, so rich, they have earned their living there. Why should they give it to you? No, sir, their daughter is married here. Brilliantly, they are telling me this, frankly. And the 2 girls who got married, let me tell you, unfortunately, they did their best. I think this is, I had the pleasure of attending that marriage. So everything was done so beautifully, in such a cultured way. And that's about it. People were not satisfied. Oh, no car came. Gold was less. Saris were less. What the hell? Should you not shoot that parents-in-law? No, I'm being blunt on this. Should you not? All the females who are sitting here. Won't you get a feeling that we take a AK-47 and shoot them in a row? I know it's a very strong statement I'm making, but that is what is needed, let me tell you. It's a barbaric law that I'm talking about, but that is what is needed. So if that happens, I don't think we need to have these seminars. Professor Malvika, they were saying, that is why we are here. This, that is why we are here. Third thing in newspaper, that's why we are here. Now I'm putting I was wondering what do I say. So I'm saying this, that if we start from our residence, from our wife and sisters, from our sons and daughters, these seminars will not be required. This discrimination will vanish from the society. Problem is when his daughter is disturbed and teased, we say, well, she wears this kind of clothes, she goes out in the open, she goes out late in the evening. Why your son goes, why can't she go? And she goes in the hotel and takes a dinner with her friend, you feel uneasy. When your son drinks and drives, he's mature enough. What nonsense is this? This is where the equation will start. And once it starts from your house, this will vanish. No laws would be required. No policing will be needed. We are the police. We are the ones. If I am moving around and somebody is being disturbed, I should wake up, gather people and bash that fellow there itself. That is what is needed. We don't do this. Oh, I'll ring up police. Don't worry, don't get to that. He's a fool. He does it every day. And he does it every day. You know about it and you're keeping your eyes closed. What is it? So I am glad that this seminar has been organized. The purpose of such seminars is that this is a grim reminder of the situation that we are in after 70 years into the freedom, and we are still thinking of enacting laws, what rigorous punishment we can give it. It will not help, let me tell you. The way our court judicial system is, the court will decide if some complaint ever comes. 80% of the complaints will not reach that stage, let me tell you. Your police inspector will advise you, sir, don't get into this. It's very, very cumbersome. Settle it here. And 80% of the things are settled that way. And those 20% who will have the courage to get to some stage will face a real trauma, I tell you. Not required. If we start respecting our ladies, our family members, our mothers, sisters, this problem will not be there. And I am saying this from the strength of what I have seen in my family. Not my family, my entire family, entire clan, uncle, younger uncle, elder uncle, grandfather, great-grandfather, the kind of respect they were giving to ladies folk 90 years back, 100 years back, they all studied up to very high level in those good old days. 1940s, 30s, they did their medicines. That time they moved abroad. All kinds of independence they have, and they will wear what they want, they will eat what they want, they will do what they want. Nothing, not because they are female, not because they are an equal member with equal status in your family. So if that happens, our society will move in the right direction. I don't know whether I can ask you to take a pledge. I will not do that. Because here, out of enthusiasm, you will say, yes, we'll do it. But when your father will scold, shut up. I have to do this to my daughter. I have to give dowry. You'll keep quiet. Why don't you move in a direction? There are so many that will never accept any dowry. We'll respect our women folk. We'll tell our parents not to do this. That is what is needed. And if anybody does, in your class, in your society, we'll take them to task. If that happens, I don't think we will need police. I don't think we will have this kind of a thing. I don't think we'll need laws. We don't find such a thing in Korea. We don't find such a thing in Japan. We don't find such a thing in Germany. They drink so much of beer every day. They drink more beer than water. They also become tipsy. But we don't find such things. We don't find brilliant correspondents like Palki Sharma Upadhyaya leaving the jobs out of disgust. There are many parliamentarians who would have said the same thing which I have said, are eminent parliamentarians, not one, I can name 5, but I will not do that right now. It will be belittling somebody. So this is what is required. I know I have taken more time, but this is what I thought I should put it across to the youngsters who are sitting here, not for other members. And be within your own, face the thing. If something adverse happens, we'll face it. Where is the problem? Rather than giving in. That, okay, you are asking for 500 grams gold more? Okay, I'll send it, give me 2 years. Give me 1 year. Why do this? Kick that fellow and stand on your own. That's what is needed. I hope our society moves in that direction. And if I have said something which is not to your liking, well, you will have to excuse me because this is my feeling. Whatever comes to my heart, I put it openly. I don't mince words. And I appreciate Madam Malvika Dev. She has taken the lead to organize this. That is also needed. Such seminars are also required because there are characters in our society who need to be told repeatedly year after year that, look, this is not a good thing. There is a law to this. you will be punished. That also is required. That's why we celebrate our Independence Day every year, Republic Day every year, Diwali every year, Pongal every year, to remind us that there is something good for our society. We need to keep it up in that state. And this is also a reminder that, look, there are laws, there is a reason, we need to respect our society. Yearly we remind. I hope people take it in the right spirit and start learning from such seminars, and our society becomes a better place to live in, so that everybody has a real equality of everything in the right terms. Thank you very much for inviting me here, and God bless all of you.
Dr. Vidya Ramkumar, Chairperson, Dowry Prohibition Advisory Board, Government of Puducherry. The external member, State Audit Advisory Board, Member Monitoring Committee, Rogi Kalyan Samiti, Government of Puducherry. The resource person in the Police Training School, Pondicherry Police. The Chairperson of Craft Council of India, Puducherry Chapter. Madam has got many awards to her credit. To name the recent ones because of the time crisis: the Golden Woman Award of 2020, the Singapenne Award in 2020, Srimati Shakuntala Shakti National Award 2022 for the exemplary services for women empowerment, child rights and social welfare. With smile as a universal welcome and with a happy heart, I now request our chief guest, Dr. Vidya Ramkumar, to kindly deliver the inaugural note, please.
Happy noon, because it's already afternoon now. Like Vice Chancellor Sir was saying about, asking you all to take a pledge. I tried this in 2 colleges in Pondicherry. It didn't work. Because the girls and the boys said it all depends on our parents. They have sent us for education with the, backdrop that tomorrow we will be able to, repay them. And I think just 1 or 2 boys just stood up and said that, yes, I wouldn't. But otherwise, I was having a very heavy heart because from the government, it was Dowry Advisory Board. And I felt that is not the right thing because I'm advising somebody to get dowry. So I changed that to Dowry Prohibition Advisory Board, and I also informed the district judge, sir, henceforth it would not be Dowry Advisory Board, but instead Dowry Prohibition Advisory Board.
Dowry Prevention Board.
Yeah. So, that's the thing. Okay. Do you think there are crimes happening to women? Yes? Are you very sure? Yes, okay. I don't know whether I am a friend of the Pondicherry University or enemy of Pondicherry University because I filed 2 cases against the professors here. One, a POCSO case, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, and another one against the ex-controller of examination, Pondicherry University, for his body shaming me on Facebook, and I won the case. Okay. And thanks to S.I. Santosh sir, because he and the SP were really, helping me with it. So I'm very proud of myself because I don't know, people say because of my position, but it's not so. Anyone who comes to me, I'm there for them. And for the past 11 years, I've been various government nominations from independent members, State Security Commission, Child Welfare Committee Chairperson, District Local Complaints Committee, Sexual Harassment at Workplace, and now this. I've filed numerous number of cases, and almost every week, at least 3 days, I'm in court as a government or the official who, files a complaint, I'm the witness. And apart from that, during COVID, during the national lockdown, since the national lockdown, at least for 6 months, my phone was continuously ringing, and believe me, not a single man called me, but it was all children, women, elders who were suffering. So elders, because they felt lonely because their children were abroad or in some other state, and they really wanted somebody to talk to. And children, because at that time, it was like online classes, they didn't know how to go about, they were not very happy, so they wanted to go back to school and all that. At that time, while the children were talking to me, I also understood that few of them were facing online sexual harassment, which the kids didn't know. And the parents called up because they felt that There was no parental guidance. Earlier, it was like they used to give 1 hour or 2 hours for the children to, go through, to use their mobile to play games. But now, 24/7, the phone is with them. I don't know what my kids are watching. When I ask them to return the mobile, they say that, we have homework, so we have to, work on it and all that. Single women or women in general, financial crisis because most of them lost their jobs and they didn't know how to go about. Married women because of sex torture, sexual assault, and living along with the abuser. As you all know, there was the toddy shops, the liquor shops were all closed. So the withdrawal symptoms, and the women were not able to go out of the house. They were locked within their own house. Children, they were all subjected to domestic violence. So practically speaking, the women and children were living as refugees in their own house during that period. And we had 243 million cases worldwide, which was filed during that period because of, the various harassment the women and children were going through. And in India also, I think it's 15,000 something. And with respect to children, it was cases were registered in lakhs. So it is something that, is I would say the crime or the domestic violence is something that is passed on from generation to generation because the child sees the father beating the mother, beating his sister, beating his grandmother. So the boy child thinks that is how things are. And I have to show my supremacy by beating up or, that is how the child feels. Because we have the panel discussion, so I don't want to go deep into it. Be the voice of the voiceless, listen to them, and be vocal. And thank you so much.